As we continue to study the 7 last words of Jesus from the cross, we will hear today what might be one of the most difficult to comprehend. My God, why have you forsaken me? We hear throughout the Gospels about the closeness between Jesus and the God that he calls Abba, Father. Yet in this one statement, my God, why? We witness both the distance and the closeness of Jesus to God. Close in that the suffering is almost over and paradise awaits. Distant in that Jesus is crying out that familiar refrain of why, God, why? As he grips with pain and the abandonment of his closest friends. Jesus' words here should be familiar to most gathered around the cross as they come from the 22nd Psalm. Instead of identifying with this familiar cry, some are waiting for proof that this Jesus is who he says he is, seemingly mocking him as they wait for Elijah to return and whisk Jesus up into heaven, relieving him of his pain and saving him from death. Unlike those gathered around the cross on that Good Friday, we know that the biggest miracle is yet to come. So let us hear now our first reading from the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 27, verses 45 through 49. From noon on, darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m. And about 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is, my God, why have you forsaken me? When some of the bystanders heard it, they said, this man is calling for Elijah. At once one of them ran and got a sponge filled with sour wine, put it on a stick, and gave it for him to drink. But the others said, wait, let us see whether Elijah will come to save him. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Our second reading today is from the 22nd Psalm, verses 1 through 5 and 14 through 18. You'll be hearing more of the 22nd Psalm in the sermon that's about to follow this, but I wanted you to hear the desolation and sorrow in this psalm that the people would have heard as they stood at the foot of the cross when they heard Jesus say, my God, why have you forsaken me? My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from helping me, from the words of my groaning? Oh, my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer. By night, I find no rest. Yet you are holy, enthroned on the praises of Israel. In you, our ancestors trusted. They trusted, and you delivered them. To you they cried and were saved. In you they trusted and were not put to shame. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax. It is melted within my breast. My mouth is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue sticks to my jaws. You lay me in the dust of death. My hands and feet have shriveled. I cannot count all my bones. They stare and gloat over me. They divide my clothes among themselves. And for my clothing, they cast lots. This is God's word for God's people. Thanks be to God.